Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Anonymous2099. Here I am, doing a top 10 list of my favorite top 10 comic book figures from Marvel Legends. I'm a big fan of the comics. I have gotten into them lately, more than I ever really was, but I got introduced to Marvel from technically comics, and then mainly the movies, because those were out at the time. And I fell in love with a lot of comic book characters that I like in MCU, but I love them way more in comic book. You know who I'm talking about, Ant-Man. Ant-Man. I have actually every Ant-Man comic book from the time when it kind of came out. Not the original time, the time when I got into Marvel. It was him, and then I started reading after him, because I finished all of them. The all-new Captain America. The one with Falcon as Captain America. I actually have all of those, and I'm rereading them, and I'm hoping that the Disney Plus series is half as good as those comics. Of course, there's some characters like Nomad that are not introduced in it, and also, I mean, honestly, the second issue is crazy. Just read it. I might do like a whole recap video on that series because it's so cool. And really, I want you guys to read that series. Anyway, let's kick it off with, of course, some honorable mentions. I'm not going to show them because they're in my glass cabinet. Vulture, I like him, but his back wings have a tendency to pop out, which gets very frustrating. Mysterio, I have the Whitehead one, which is, I believe, the variant, so that's pretty cool. That one's nice. Prowler, I love Prowler. He's a good villain. Let's start off with number 10. Number 10 is a pretty basic figure, but I really do love him. It is Silver Surfer. If you don't know, Silver Surfer is my favorite cosmic character ever. And when they announced that they were making a figure who comes with this much stuff, he comes with 6 pairs of hands, different things to go on his hands, like the effects. And then, of course, comes with his board. I kind of wish that he came with another face, sort of like a more comic book one that has some... I like this one, but he's just all silver. I like the comic one where there's some blue splashed in, some black shading. I might eventually do that, but I'm hoping a company like Mafex might do that, because they are known for doing fantastic comic book characters. I need their Spider-Man, because I was in my comic book store yesterday, and I was fooling around with one. I was like posing him. I love it. I need him one. So yeah, number 10, Silver Surfer, the Walgreens exclusive. If you didn't know who it was. Number 9 is one that you'd probably expect me to love. When he came out and got announced, I was just like, oh, this is all waves of nostalgia. If you don't know, my favorite character ever, my favorite cosmic character is Silver Surfer, but my favorite character ever is one that I remember. I have all of the original comics, not separate. They're in like a book, and I have mainly comics from him. Ant-Man is my favorite comic book character, but this guy I have more comics of. Deadpool. You gotta love Deadpool. Really, with my animations, stuff like that, my like drawing ones, I base kind of myself off of Deadpool. I made myself very wacky, very breaking the fourth wall, very referencing stuff, doing that a lot. Yeah, I love this guy. And I mean, what more could he kind of ask for? He comes with a lot of weapons. Okay, he comes with 2 swords. He comes with a pistol, which I love. That's my favorite gun ever in my collection. In terms of like classic guns. That's my favorite one ever. And then my favorite little, I don't know if they're machine guns or something, and then his kind of more rifle-ish thing. I love those. I love those. They're awesome. So yeah, number 9, Deadpool. Was he no, he wasn't San Diego. He came out this year. No, Lord, before. What Comic-Con was he for? He was for something. Was he for Toy Fair? Because the 2 San Diego Comic... never mind. You know what he's from. You know. Number 8 is kind of a controversial one, putting him this low on the list. Number 1 is the best, but number 10 is my liking, but not my favorite. And yeah, you might yell at me for this one, since I do really like him, but I have a couple problems with him. Silver Samurai. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like him. I like him, but a lot of them have this scruff on him that I don't really like. Uh, I like him. Face is just feels a little, I don't want to say long, but compared to his neck, and I know he has a scarf on, it just feels a lot longer than it should be. But that's just me. I do like the pants. I like him, but it's just not so. I wasn't excited for him. I was like, a Silver Samurai, I'm picking him up. But the rest of them I was excited by seeing. So, I do like him though. So, number 8, Silver Samurai. Ooh, this one I do. I think I should have put higher. I think I should have put her higher. It is She-Hulk from the New Wave. This figure, if you were back in the day on my San Diego Comic-Con video where they announced this girl, announced her, I was just gushing over her. I was like, I need this figure. It is She-Hulk. It looks amazing. Sure, it is grayish. I've seen some people repaint it to look more green. I can't wait for. Eventually, they'll do that. I mean, it's a brand new sculpt. They're not gonna waste it. I do have a problem though. Her elbows are single jointed. I feel like someone this strong, can pull off having the double joint. I mean, heck, you gave it to Proxima Midnight, who was exactly as beefy as her. I think, but again, like you could say, hey, the Hulk doesn't have it either. Maybe she shouldn't. Well, fine. I guess you make a point. But I do still like her. I mean, the jean sculpt is fantastic. Just everything is fantastic. I love this figure. I love her. And that's why I kind of, I want to put her in in my MCU. But I'm like, well, I'm kind of just shoving her in with no origin. So I will do a couple. I'll probably do a whole series of her. Number 6. Number 7 was She-Hulk. Number 6 is one that you were probably surprised by. But I am a big fan of the Kree, and I do really like him. It is Genisville. I love green. Green is my favorite color. Let's just say that. Green is my favorite color. So having this shade of green that I love, and then having the gold, having the sparkles, it looks fantastic. It really was a figure that I was gushing over to, but we really didn't get a big release like the other ones did. This figure is still one of my favorites, even though I do have a problem with his wrist just being way too loose, so it kind of shudders. But because of him, I kind of want to make a whole Kree and Skrull War series, which I think could be pretty cool, just sort of a small series where they're fighting against each other. And it could dive into, like, the sides, why are the Skrulls running, why are the Skrulls hiding, and then the Kree, why are they hunting them, why, ooh, spooky, and I have a project sort of like that, not as Kree and Skrull centrated, but definitely character centrated, and that'll be after the big stop motion that will be, pretty big, and I mean big. I'm at like 3,000. I'm near 2,000 frames right now. Alright, number 5. Please leave me your top 5 down below in the comments. If I don't see your comments, I'm sorry. YouTube is kind of being a dick right now to me, with not showing me comments. I know there's a bunch on a video that I'm still trying to find some for, because it won't show me unless I go into the YouTube Studio app. I request to see all comments, and then I have to, like, check. Stupid. YouTube's kind of broken right now. But, anyway, if you know me, you know I love this guy. And again, he's one of those that I kind of just forcefully shoved in my cinematic universe. I really did. I kind of was just like, well, I guess I could explain this kind of stupidly. And, I'll just keep him in. Um, and I cannot confirm nor deny that he will be in a big stop motion involving these four guys, but it definitely could be exciting. Um, Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Man Noir. Having one of my favorite actors, Nicolas Cage, play him in Spider-Verse was the best decision ever made by humankind. I love this figure. Its articulation is on set. I know everyone has been saying that the head is overly big, but again, if you're thinking about it, he's probably wearing some protective gear, because this is a kind of L.A. Noir spy-ish one, who's kind of, he's gotta run around kind of secretive, so him having a kind of bulky, a kind of cone, like a protective face thing. Sort of like Captain America's helmet, but just kind of under it, and maybe it could go all the way around. Just because, I mean, he is fighting a guy who has literal titanium in his skull. So, I bet they won't be scared at shooting his head. You know. But I do love this Spider-Man because I love sort of that noir look. I love noir kind of tones in films and in video games. So him basically being walking Spider-Man of that is awesome. I prefer him without the trench coat. The trench coat really limits their articulation on the arms, which I don't like since it is Spider-Man. Spider-Man should move his arms whichever way he wants. The one big thing that I have a problem with is he didn't come with a hat. He didn't come with a hat. I want a hat for him. I want him to have a hat. He has a hat in most media that he's in, except for probably the video game, and that makes sense, because he didn't have even the trench coat in the video game. Okay, I'll just let it slide, Marvel Legends. Anyway, number 5, Spider-Man Noir. And that's the only Spider-Man on the list, because I could have done big-time Spider-Man, I could have done Superior Spider-Man, I could have done a lot of Spider-Man. Anyway, number 4 is the Punisher War Machine. Punisher War Machine, yeah. This guy's pretty sick. I love him, admittedly. He has just kind of that bulkiness, and I love War Machine in general. I'd like to see a show or something of him, since he does have that story in Age of Ultron where it's like, boom, you're looking for this, which I love. Like, Thor's just like, oh, is that the end of the story? Whoa, that was a helicopter. That was pretty cool. Anyway, and also I'm not a big fan of Punisher, but I do like the look of him, and this is admittedly a pretty sick guy. And he's pretty fun to pose to, because it's War Machine. So, anyway, number 4, Punisher War Machine. Number 3, the top 3, is the fantastic, the amazing, the sort of a bad character in the comics, but I still love him because it's my own character that I love. Cosmic Ghost Rider. This figure, man. This figure. If you don't know, I don't really like Cosmic Ghost Rider that much. His character is annoying and I don't like him. I don't like him that much. He's not a cool character. He kind of went insane, so he talks like Deadpool all the time. And it works. Sometimes it works with Deadpool, because that's how he started. But with someone like Ghost Rider, you're expecting them to not either talk that much, or talk sort of a medium amount. You don't expect him to talk as much as he does. And he's always, like, laughing, and I just I don't like it. It wasn't something I liked in the comic. I don't think if they ever did this as a MCU film or something that they could really avoid, they would have to do that, because some comic book fans would be like, you're not holding true. And then some of us would be like, you should have just left it out. But, hey, terrible character, fantastic figure. This figure comes with everything I need. Okay, his thighs do bother me. The ball just kind of goes, like, tilted in that way, and kind of this goes up. But again, those weren't the legs made for him. And you could just say it's armor. Yeah. I still love him. Anyway. Number two is a pretty fantastic villain who I am excited to see in the MCU and in my MCU. I'm actually excited for him. I really like this guy because I saw a custom of him as was it? There's someone. It was a type of Spider-Man. I think it was Spider Knight. No, couldn't have been. And it was awesome. It was awesome because I realized this mold is so cool and so interchangeable. You could even take Doctor Doom and make Spider-Man. Yeah, Doctor Doom. I know this figure had a lot of hype, and when I heard that they had shipped into it, shipped into my comic book store, I went, I need him, and She-Hulk. She-Hulk I was more excited for, but Doctor Doom, I mean, it's Doctor Doom. It's Doctor Doom. I do plan on actually finishing that wave, by the way, since I want that scroll, just because it's a scroll, it's cool. But who knows, maybe I'll just buy him offline. Who knows? But this guy is fantastic. He just poses fantastic, and he looks so ominous. Oh my god. He's fantastic. But he's not as good as number one. And number one is honestly a figure that I have a love-hate relationship with. I hate him. When I bought him, I was like, ugh, this is so worthless. And I was like, I just don't know what I bought him for. Like, I was originally planning on having a whole, oh my god, what is that? There's some weird bird. Oh my god, it's a falcon. There's a fucking falcon outside. I'm sorry. Alright, well, that was sick. Yeah, there's a falcon outside. Wow. Alright, that's cool. Anyway, when I bought this figure, his head sculpt seemed weird. I don't like this character without a beard. I don't. Even if it's a small beard, I still like it. But this guy, he has such coolness to him, and I think the head sculpt just was so bad that I just can't stand it. But I also had a problem with his legs being overly thick, and yeah, it's Thor. I originally planned on completing the whole Avengers, but then I found out that Cap was a Walmart exclusive. I tried to find 80-year Cap, and no luck. And I don't want to pay outrageous oversale prices, because I already paid that for that Captain America, who was amazing. But yeah, I don't want to have to pay that for another one. I do plan on getting that Tony Stark Iron Man one, but there's still plenty of those at my store, so I'm not worried. But this guy, I love him now. I love him. I love everything he does. He has such a wide range of posability. I don't like the face, though. The face really has my gripes. I really don't like it. It's not my favorite face sculpt. But when I saw him, I was like, okay, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I do love it more and more that I've been using it. I've just been taking him and posing him. He is technically Odin in my series, even though he is just Thor. I can't find my way around just saying, well, this is Odin, it's still technically Thor. I do like him, though. I do like him. So, yeah. He is doing okay for right now. But yeah, the face sculpt just always turned me off, but I'm having so much more fun with him that I'm just enjoying it. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. That's my list. Tell me what your top 5 are, or top 3, down below. They can be comic, or cosmic, or original, or new 52 ones. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, that rhymed. And this is the end of list week, so expect a new video. Probably a setting up video for a new shelf that I'm planning on. I'm going to change the cosmic shelf. I'm changing it right now, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, see you in the next video. Goodbye.